Hi, everybody. I'm Purva Thakur from Ryan Realty, and today I have a very special guest here with me, Dr. John Deskins. Thank you so much, John, for coming here and taking the time and doing this today.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. I'm happy to talk about Jefferson County. It's one of the most prosperous parts of West Virginia, and I'm happy to talk about it and help people understand what's happening there.
Thank you. So, how about this? Let's just get into it. Where is Jefferson County headed towards?
All right. Um, Again, as I said already, Jefferson County is without a doubt one of the top two or three most prosperous counties in West Virginia. It may very well be the most prosperous county in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Jefferson County has had a lot of momentum for many years now, a couple decades, and we expect that momentum to continue. We don't expect to see a slowdown anytime soon. You can see Jefferson County's actually added about 20.4% job growth over the last 15 years. That's good. 20.4% job growth over a 15-year period is a very good rate of growth, underscoring what I said a minute ago about the strength in the Jefferson County economy. Just FYI, in contrast, West Virginia overall has added about 1% job growth over that same 15-year period. As far as income goes, Jefferson County is one of the top two or three highest income counties in the state in terms of per capita personal income. Here you can see Jefferson County much higher per capita personal income in the state overall, higher compared to its neighboring counties of Berkeley and Jefferson, Berkeley and Morgan, I mean to say.
Mhm.
Jefferson does actually lag the nation by about $2,000 in terms of per capita personal income, but that's not a big deficit overall. One of the wealthiest counties in the state easily.
Wow.
Um, Labor market, unemployment is very low in Jefferson County. This is based on the last portion of 2024, but for the last chunk of last year, Jefferson County had 2.4% unemployment. Just for context, economists consider nationally uh, the normal rate of unemployment to be about 4.5%. That's what we normally experience nationally over the long term, 4.5% unemployment. So 2.4% is incredibly low. Don't get me wrong, unemployment is low in the nation and in the state, but it's still even a lot lower in Jefferson County. You're going to have a hard time finding any county over the last 50 years that's had an unemployment rate much lower than what we see in Jefferson County. So a very tight labor market. That's a good sign. That's a good sign for attracting people in. That's a good sign for future wage and salary increases in the county with that labor market tight. So here's the employment growth forecast that comes from IHS Market, the global economic consulting firm. This is the forecast that they put forward from the end of 2024 through the end of 2029. They expect Jefferson to add about another just shy of 3% job growth over the next 5 years. That does lag the nation a little bit. The nation's expected to add about 3.5% job growth over the next 5 years. But Jefferson County is expected to still continue to grow at a healthy pace. Economic models kind of naturally point to slowdowns after periods of very rapid growth. And the model may be underestimating growth is what I'm trying to say, because Jefferson has grown so much, 20% over the last 15 years, that economic models often think that economies will slow down after that. But it may not be true. The growth may be more rapid. Point is, growth will continue. That's about as certain as you can get in economics, and a growth rate that's much stronger than the state overall, close to the national figure.
Okay.
As far as population goes, this shows what's happened to the number of people in Jefferson County, over the last 15 years or so. County right now has about 61,000 people living in it, and that's growth from about 54,000 about 15 years ago. That's a strong population growth.
Yeah.
And we expect the growth to continue. Overall, the forecast calls for the county to add about 1,600 new people over the next few years. So continuance, no reversal in sight according to the economic models. Another thing that makes Jefferson County look good is the fundamental demographics. One of the big problems in West Virginia is that of an aging population. West Virginia has aged significantly over the last decade or so, and that That means fewer people who are in the workforce, fewer potential workers. If you're a business that's thinking about moving to West Virginia, it's a big economic development challenge. And the aging of the national population is actually an economic development challenge nationally, even though it's not as severe nationally as what we see in West Virginia. But the point is, Jefferson County has good demographics. The share of the adult population that's retirement age, the share of the population that's 65 years old or older, only 17% in Jefferson County. That's well below the statewide figure, and it's even below the national figure. Jefferson County has a younger population than the nation overall. That's a good thing. That bodes well for economic development.
Thank you for doing this, very first of all. And I agree with your point where you mentioned last, people want to move where they want to live, and that's where we are seeing a lot of new developments happening, residential development happening in Jefferson County. And I have seen a significant growth in the last 2 years that people want to move in over there and live there. Now that I have seen a lot of commercial aspects that are coming, in your opinion, what would be something that job profile, let's say some company is trying to come into Jefferson County, what would that look like?
It depends on the particular site within the county that they're shooting for. I think Jefferson County has the potential to attract a wide variety of firms. I think Jefferson County still can attract kind of traditional manufacturing firms. I think Jefferson County can attract firms that are in the healthcare sector because that's an important and growing sector in West Virginia. We've actually seen a thriving healthcare sector in our state, perhaps surprisingly over the last few years, and that certainly applies to Jefferson County. Jefferson County is primed for kind of professional and business. It's called professional and business services. That sector would work great in Jefferson County with the professional people, with the education, with the human capital that's there. Jefferson County, with its location kind of near the interstate and right in the hub of these multiple states, close to or actually part of the Washington, D.C. metro, there's potential for kind of, distribution type businesses there. There's already some of those distribution type businesses in the region, but there's certainly more potential there, and Jefferson County could grab onto some of that. Leisure and hospitality, there's some of that sector.
I think we definitely need that more in Jefferson County.
Well, leisure and hospitality can do two things. It can bring in money from other states if people are coming to visit kind of entertainment venues in the region, but it also makes the area more attractive to people to move in, which is kind of what I was talking about a second ago. So I think the sky's the limit. I think there's all kinds of potential for Jefferson County, and I wouldn't want to just limit it to one sector because I think they have potential for growth kind of across the board, which is what we want. We want a healthy, diversified economy. We want widespread growth.
Very true. Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate your time, and thank you for doing this.
Sure. Great to talk to you.
Thank you.